Hey folks, Species 7 here. Welcome to the channel. Something a little different for you today. This is Saga, and this is, well, in essence, it's an MMO, although you'll seldom see other people, and when you do, you'll only see a few. Basically what it is, this is my island. There are many like it, but no, never mind. No, this is actually my island. That little sky ship thing over there is sort of how I got here. And everybody gets their own little island. You can completely, should you choose to, and get out a pic here and I'll demonstrate, but you can basically take the entire island apart if that's what makes you happy. But anyway, as I say, it is sort of an MMO, but the odd thing is most of the time you're in these more or less instanced worlds. There is a social hub, and that's where you'll generally run into a lot of people. Because as far as I know, the instanced worlds are only compatible for up to 6 people at a time. So I mean, it's enough to take your friends and go adventuring, etc., etc. So down here we have my base. Now when I first got it, there was kind of rubble and sand and stuff piled up in front, and a bunch of the stonework was broken, and I've been doing a little bit of fixing up on it, because that's a big part of this, and I've got snow in the hallways I haven't dealt with yet. As I say, just about everything is breakable, and most things, when they break, they'll leave something behind for you to collect. Anyway, let's just continue to my base here. Here we are. So, a few items here. Everyone starts with this device, and this is your keystone oven. Keystones are used to operate that portal, and that's where your instances are. But to get through that portal, you need to build a keystone. To build a keystone, you need a certain item. And I don't have any left in my base, but they're just an ore that you mine. And they look like any other rock, but they've got glittering chunks of this greenish material right here, a keystone fragment. So I'm going to collect some of these up out of my inventory. Oops, I'll actually put them into my inventory here. There we go. And I will show you what we're going to do with these. We come back over to our keystone oven. Now at this point there's many different recipes for keystones. What they have in common is they're going to be light, mediums, or darks. And lights are a fairly easy, reasonable challenge, especially at earlier levels. And small. They're a small little sort of instanced area. These guys are not that much harder so far as the enemies go, but they're a much larger instanced areas. And then the dark ones, well, they're something you probably want to take a buddy along with you, unless you're well armored up and pretty experienced at what's going on here. So, speaking of which, I do have a little bit of armor thanks to the rest of the gear I've got down here. So you start with these two. Your forge is pretty much what you think. You smelt your metals in here and you can build some fairly basic things, crushed stones and metal buckles and bolts, and basically parts to build other stuff is what you build here. Then we've got our anvil. This is where you build weapons and armor, and I'm going to, in fact, well, actually, we'll go on an easy instance so that I don't really need it. But yeah, in this thing, and just hit the old E key to open it up. You can build, like I've got arrows for general purpose. Now, I'm really new into this. I'm still very low level, so the amount of items here is minimal. The reason everything's grayed out is because I've put all my materials into chests. So I can build a metal pickaxe, a stone shield, a nice wood short bow, and a metal short sword. And pretty much a full set of the everythings for armors. Alright. You can also fix things. Now, right now, I can fix anything with an orange line, because that means it will have degraded somewhat. Alright. And you can tear down items that you don't want anymore and get well, some random amount of the parts that were used to put it together. So I've just noticed this is the first time I run anything with frame rate, and it's pretty low. Alright, so here is our workbench, and this is sort of the last of the items that so far I have for building things, and this is more geared towards getting your base up and running and looking good. You get chairs and tables and barrels and paintings and all kinds of stuff like that. Alright, and if we go into the other tab, we've got important stuff like a small chest, which I have 3 of over there, a large chest, and a single door. Now, a lot of your recipes, and the reason I have so few, is you gain from experience from other things, right? For instance, well, let's put this, every time you mine, if you mine an actual ore, like an iron ore or verite ore or any of those sort of things, or the keystone ores, as you find those, you will actually, we're just going to make a light keystone here. There we go. I guess I didn't click on it. I was wondering why the slot didn't appear. I thought maybe if I held this over it, it would. But it didn't. So let's craft a light keystone. Now, the color determines what biome they're going to be. Green keystones will give you forest biomes. So there we go. We have our keystone now. And I am going to close out of here. Go into my inventory, which you open with R for rucksack, apparently. And I'm going to actually equip this. What is this? Oh, that's my bow. Oh, okay. Then we'll just equip that there. Alright, so then when you want to go off on an adventure, you simply climb up here. You come over to your portal. You pop your keystone in by clicking whatever mouse button is the same as the hand you got your keystone in, and things happen. And there we go. And if you step through your portal, everything goes white. Alright, yeah, for some, I don't know if this actually does anything, but yeah, they kind of keep you amused between loading screens by giving you choices of pictures. I mean, you can skip them and it doesn't seem to make any difference. But there's some pretty neat shots, and it gives you a lot of the visuals you are going to run into in the game. And yeah, usually when it doesn't come up with it, it means you're actually about to be dropped into your world. So the loading screens aren't terribly bad. Now, let's say there may actually be other players in the instance, and you'll be dropping into what's essentially their world. But things like treasure chests, etc., will be there, i.e. if they loot them, Darkwood Caves, okay. If they loot them, ooh, there's a bandit right there, then you will get to loot them as well. Ooh, and he's a hunter, so you want to get in close as quick as you can. And he will always run to try and stay ranged, because a hunter is... Oh! Well, that's one thing you don't want to do, because keep in mind, the reason this is called Sky Saga is because these are islands suspended in the sky, and that fine fella just stepped off the edge. Oh, he didn't quite. He's hiding over there, this sneaky little mutt. Well, not anymore. Now he's a hiding in heaven. Alrighty, here we go. So this is the dark caves, eh? Ah, here we go. Now anything that's got a kind of a gleam to it, like those guys, see how you'll see the shine go past them? Those are actual ores. Okay, and if I switch over to my pick, and I like to carry my torch in my other hand, because most of the time I'm doing this in caves, Now this is an upgraded pick. The little stock stone one you sort of start with. It takes 4 smacks to break any sort of ore, whereas this one takes 2. And on the other side, it has absolutely no durability, whereas these, as you will see, most certainly do. So let's continue on. You'll find lots and lots of that iron, and that's what I was just mining there. These crystals are fairly common as well. To place a torch, providing you have... Whoop, how about you just step back there? I can beat on them with my pickaxe just because it's a pretty darn good pickaxe. You don't want to beat on them with your stone one if you can help it. To place a torch, providing you have more than one, you simply point where you want, click with the hand you've got it in. Oops. You got to be in range too. There we go. That's probably... There we are. Nice thing is you can pick them back up. If you want to throw them back into your inventory, you can do that. So what do we got here? Oh, another way in. Alrighty. And doesn't really lead anywhere and doesn't really have a lot interesting. So let's continue the way we were. I'm not sure that this is actually even the cave that this place is named after. This may be just some small dead-end cave. What I'm hoping is we will find keystone ores in here somewhere. So I've actually got quite a lot of the iron right now. Ooh. What I have found, I believe, is the portal out. A little sooner than I wanted to. So we'll fight these guys. And don't be surprised when you realize they will actually do things like flank you, because they love doing that sort of thing. There we go, there's one down. Where'd these other guys go? Oh, there he is. And he's gone. Alright. There he is. See, he's hiding, trying to get his health back. But once there's no one else left, they will come out. So not seeing what I really wanted, which, like I said, was some more keystone. Now going through that portal will actually allow me to go back to my home world. I can, of course, simply open the chest. And... well, we didn't get too much that's really cool. These things, what they call knots, is of course your currency, and you can buy things from traders in the different instances. Ah, you see those question marks? Those are actual other players. NPCs will always have a symbol over their head as well as a color. Players always have a question mark. Like I say, through here, and this will actually take me back to my home. Now usually you'd want to do as much mining, as much exploring, all of that sort of thing you can with each instance. Because, again, this is just random, and I don't think even clicking these makes any difference. You do want to spend as long as you can mining everything you can, exploring, getting as many kills in, opening as many chests. See, I only spent 4 minutes in there, 21 resources, etc., etc. And it gives you a pretty good roundup of what you did. You found one region, in this case that cave. And you can get into all the specifics of exactly what resources you found, if you gathered any equipment. You found 1 of 2 small chests, 0 of 4 wooden chests, and 0 of 1 of these. Oh, 1 of 2 major chests. So there was actually another major cave in there somewhere. Creatures killed. Didn't give me any of these. Oh well. Oh, I guess I only ended up killing... oh, I didn't discover either of the major places there, and you got a photo mode. But... There's a quick idea of the instances. And like I said, you would want to do a complete exploration, because I just spent 9 keystone fragments to build that small green rune that fit in the door. and I will never get those back. You'll see the portal is closed now. If I want to go on another adventure, I have to build another rune. So let's have a quick look at the other thing. Now, whoops, you can, of course, and this is a big part of the social end of it, it's more of a socialized game that way than an actual MMO, in so much as you can have anybody you want over to your island, and you can, of course, restrict whether or not they can alter things on your island, right? And you're given a fairly big chunk, and enough materials that you can putter about and do different things if you want to. Right? I mean, this is all part of my island as well. So you are given a fairly big space. I could build over to that chunk too if I wanted to. Probably that one as well. That one's an awful long ways. I don't know that I'd want to. But yeah, so you get the idea. So all of this space I can make use of. And of course, if I dig this snow away, I can put whatever materials I want. And believe me, there is no lack of materials. So onward and upward, this is our airship. And although you don't actually fly it, it takes you everywhere you want to go. In this case, we are going to go here to the social hub. I don't have any friends, so I can't visit any friends' islands. Actually, it says I have one, but I think it's me. That's just so typical, you know? Yes, more to do. And I have, actually, that is just plain and wild looking as that island is. It would amaze you how much work I've done there since I popped in. So, and yeah, this photo didn't come up, so we're about to land here. Again, keep in mind, this game is very early access. It's still in beta. It is currently free, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure how to get into the shop. As far as I know, the shop is only cosmetics, so there's another actual player. Gives you a sort of a look at what they look like, the social hub, right? Let's be off. And the one thing, nowhere here can you break blocks or do any of that. That's not allowed here. Oh, I apparently have mail. There's a mailbox. And, oh, Explorers Guild. Today's guild adventure. Oh, see, and they're going to give me an unstable green keystone. This is only good for 1 day, which means I basically have to take it. If I want to do that adventure, I would have to do it today. In fact, I believe you have to do it before you log out. Wow, he's been in the game for a while. So, this is the Settlers Guild. There we go. Big sign comes up and tells me. And this is one of the places you get quests, because you get 3 different types of experience in here. One of which isn't implemented, which is gladiatorial. There's Settler, Explorer, and Gladiatorial. And each one gives you experience, each one gives you a special coin that you can buy special items with. Basically, that's the way that one works. So I've already used up all of today's quests. Yeah, I was playing it quite a bit earlier. It's easy to get really into this, and I don't have any to turn in either. Not to this guy. But here are some quests that I have. And, oh, again, none of them are... oh, I almost got that one done. But if I had any for him, you can also go to your bag here if he wants items, right? If I had any for him, I would turn them in here, and then he would reward me. Now, you'll see I've got a red bar and a blue bar. If the bar is blue, that means that it's showing me what level I am for these guys. And as I leave here and head up to the Explorers Guild, it'll turn to green because that's the Explorers Guild color. You do have a sprint button, and it does use stamina. As you can see, my stamina bar just came up. Woohoo! This is the Traders Guild in here. And you can trade knots for items. As you can see, if you want to buy items that you should actually be crafting, it's going to cost you. Although he's also got like some really fancy armor recipes. And once you have a recipe, then you can go back to your anvil and build it. Right? You can buy all kinds of stuff. Some of them sell materials. Some of them sell things so that you can sort of change your island a little bit. But the materials, like this guy, that guild leader we were just talking to who had no quests left, usually he gives you quests for materials. Now, if you don't happen to have those or haven't discovered them in the world, odds are you can come down here and buy them if you're willing to pay for it. And of course, all those knots cost you to get. These are other players here. All the knots cost you to get is just breaking stuff out in the world. Treasure chests, or not treasure chests, you'll find knots in chests. But pottery, bags, barrels, boxes, the usual sort of, break this barrel kind of thing. And up here is your Explorers Guild. Da 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 da. And if we talk to this guy, he has one quest, defeat 10 ligers. I've never actually seen a liger, so I don't know. But you'll notice my experience bar now is a level 4, and it's green. It was a level 3 in blue. So there's the Explorers Guild. And as you rank up with each of them, you are given a token. And if we look here, these are these down below. There's Settlers tokens, Explorers tokens, and of course the Gladiators, which as I said haven't been implemented, but I would imagine they're going to have something to do with fighting. And then when you get tokens, you can come here and spend them. I already have a metal plate mail helm recipe, and I don't yet have 10, so I can't buy that one. But there you go. Bye, dude. Alright. And then when you're finished your shopping and you're finished turning in your quests and collecting your quests and doing all that sort of thing, you know it's a good game when it has chickens in it, right? Every game has chickens in it, come on. It's an MMO, of course it has chickens in it. So that's, over here is the gladiatorial one. But like I say, there's people in there, but they really don't have anything to do right now. Ooh, it's a busy evening. And lots of people have gotten into this game, and that's good. There will be a link for it in the description down below, as usual. Hi, folks. Boop, 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 boop. Look at all these folks. That's wonderful. All kinds of chatter going on. And then you can return home on your lovely airship, which of course is actually just a loading screen. Now that's okay. With this, I mean, you got to understand it. Every single person in the game has their own island. I mean, you can imagine if you actually had to get in this thing and fly back, how long or how far it would be. Think about when you get onto a Minecraft server and you have to go find your first spawn. Okay, you have to go at least 1,000 blocks away before you're allowed to... Yeah. I usually spend my first 3 hours on a Minecraft server just trying to get far enough away from the rest of the world to set up a little mud hut and get started being a Minecrafter. And here we are. We're back. And we accomplished, of course, next to nothing because I had no quest to turn in because we didn't really go anywhere I needed to go. But there you go. That's sort of a quick look at Sky Saga. Oh, I even have my own sheep. He's standing way over there. Hello. No, that's not a sheep. That's one of them funny plants. Ah, darn, I thought I had a sheep. Wow. Yeah, there wasn't... this place was a lot worse when I first got here. I know, it's hard to believe. It's like, right, you did anything at all? You're so creative. Yeah, I'm regular butcher boy Tommy at that one, I'll tell you. Shout out to you, bud. But anyway, there you go, guys. Quick look at Sky Saga. Not sure why the frame rate is so low. I might have the all of the graphics set up really, really high. The tutorial basically starts you here and shows you to do things like, pick up a sharp rock like this one, stuff like that, and just very, very simple things. And then you sort of really have to figure the rest of it out yourself. So there you go, guys. I think that's going to do it for this little look at Sky Saga. If you want to see more, let me know. I will probably, if there's no real rush on it, I will probably do another episode when it gets a little closer to, or even possibly at release. And until then, well, It is a fun little game. It's one of those ones that you go, I'll just try her out for half an hour, and oh my god, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, man, I gotta go to bed. You gotta work in the morning. Oh no. Yeah, it is one of those, let me tell you. So there you go, Sky Saga, ladies and gentlemen. If you liked, please hit the like button. Feel free to share, favorite, comment, especially the comments. Love chatting with all of you. Till next time, take care of each other, folks. This has been Species 7. Ciao for now.